Hello, little Gaslampers again. It's Dr. Vesuvius, the Professor of Pretendology at the University of Unreal Life. Back again with a brand new world. The world of Feed the Beast. Now, a bit of an explanation's called for there. I've been nagging people to play Minecraft, and what's this Feed the Beast thing? Well, Minecraft as a game in its vanilla form is a generally sort of fantasy medieval world set. Bows, swords, you dig in the ground, dig up ores, smelt them in a coal-fired oven, and there's a few little weird anachrotek things, but it's generally sort of a fantasy setting thing. So what happened was, a lot of people played that, a lot of people enjoyed that, and then they went on to think, well, what would be cool would be if we could add all these extra things. And they did so in the form of mods or modifications to the game, which could be added in. Adding in things like extra machines that could automate processes, extra ores, jewels, gems, different trees, different scenery. And after a while, there were hundreds of these little mods, and somebody came up with the idea of combining them all into a pack, or a large number of them into a pack, which they could tweak to make sure everything worked together well, and released it as a mod pack. And one of the foremost of these was a mod pack called It, which is what I was using previously in the last few videos I've shown. Now, for various reasons, It was a bit of a troubled child. A lot of the mod authors at the time didn't like the idea of people using their mods with other people's mods, especially with in a bundle where they hadn't been asked for permission. It was a very messy political thing, and It in some quarters is a bit of a dirty word. But this is the latest and greatest mod pack at the moment that everyone's talking about, Feed the Beast. It's actually produced by a chap it's actually a team, but the chap spearheading it is well in with all the mod developers. They all play together on a server to test the different parts and make sure they all work together nicely. So this is legit. Everyone has given permission. And it's with the bang up-to-date version of Minecraft, so you've got all the cool new features, and it's just generally the next step, and it really, really does take the game to a whole new level with regards to the way different things interact with each other. So, cut to just before Christmas, I got an invite from someone who was setting up a Feed the Beast server to bring some friends along to play on it. I think I may have mentioned this in the last video. And that happened just before Christmas, and we played on it. I managed to recruit Ed, CrazyEddy, and Mark, and we all played on there for a little while, and we built up our little Gaslamp island with a few nice lava-y touches. Only a few burny, horrible deaths, but mostly it was nice. It was good. Unfortunately, the guy who organised the servers kind of had a change of heart and lost interest in it, and it's been unavailable now for a couple of weeks. I'm not sure what's happening with it, but after a few days, I decided we needed somewhere to play, so I set this server up on a machine here, which I'm running, sat next to me, and although it was only meant to be a temporary measure, it's kind of come to be our main setting for the game. So if you've got a few minutes, I'd just like to show you around what we've got so far, and maybe once again extend the invitation to join us if you feel like it. So let's have a look at what we have. Oops, I'll just throw that away there. Right, didn't like that anyway. So here's our little village that we've set up. It started out as a native village that was generated by the game automatically, as they do. Unfortunately, this one had generated halfway across a lake, which meant that the streets and buildings were all flooded. and the poor native villagers couldn't actually get up into their homes, which was embarrassing, to say the least. So we decided to move in and make a few improvements. The way things fell due to shifts and real-life events, Ed spent a lot more time initially on here than I did. He moved in and took over these 2 towers at the end, which he's turned to his towers of magic. And the next time I logged in, there were no more villagers left. I'm not saying anything, I'm not making any accusations. It's just they must have left of their own accord, naturally. Oh, and it started raining. Just let me make a video. Just one day of sunshine, that's all I wanted. So anyway, let's get down there. Like I said, Ed took the path of magic, and because he was the first on and kind of got himself developed, set up quick, first of all, kind of dictated the tone of the server, and his magic kind of dominated things for a good long while, until recently when managed to sort of get the technology developing alongside his magic. So here we are in my little house, which I've built. Tried to make it in sort of a bit of an eclectic style. Looks like an old tower that a man has been bolted onto, and a little brick extension here. And this is my little experimental garden, which I've been neglecting a little bit, hence the weeds. But got some new growths there, I'm not sure what that is, all of that, so I'll have to have a look at those later. But here we are, making our way to the centre of the village, and dead ahead of us you can see the brickworks, which is a nice sort of brutal industrial type building, fully functional, which we'll come to in a little while. Here we have some vacant lots, hint hint, these could be yours for a very reasonable sum of nothing. We've basically built the road network and elevated the roads from the water below up to the level that the houses should be at, and extended it around all the buildings. So let's see where to start. Tour probably best start where. Well, what would steampunk be without steam? And we basically get ours from this little beauty, which is a steam boiler, which is fed by a coal coke, which comes in automatically. It's piped in from the coal coke ovens outside. We have a couple of industrial engines generating power from that, and that feeds through power through this pipe here to the processing building next door. Just before we go into the processing building, this was our first power plant. It uses an array of 6 smaller engines, quite efficient, but really the output wasn't enough to drive all the machines we needed. So that's why we went with the big honking steam boiler here, which has worked out quite nicely. I'm going to get in out of this rain because it really is horrible. Right, I'm soaking wet through, and looks like the sun's setting already. Okay, so here we are in the storage and ore processing room. This level is mostly just storage, so come down a level. We have a quarry that is digging up stuff automatically somewhere else. Let's just leave it at that for now. And through the power of Ed's magic, it's transporting the contents to this chest here. And from here it gets piped into here, which is actually what we've actually got. Ooh, some nice stuff here. We've got some rubies, sapphires, green sapphires, some copper ore. I'll tell you what, I'll pick that up and put that in for processing. There's that tin ore as well. I'll have to move that as well. Now I see I'm picking some more stuff up manually for processing. A lot of stuff is automatically picked out of this chest through this machine here and another one behind it. And these are dumped into sorting bins here. I see we've got one for sort of cobblestone, which is what you get when you mine rock, earth and sandstone, and also we have a chest here which is used for coal, which we don't have any at the moment. And what I haven't automated yet is the ores, which at the moment we're just taking down manually. I'm dumping into this hopper, which we put in here. And there's the tin. And that's going to be pulverised up into to dust, which will then be fed into a furnace to get us some iron bars or whatever the metal is, which will be then fed back upstairs into the storage up there. We have some other machines here for doing other various tasks. Now the cobblestone is piped down from upstairs, where we had it in that hopper, and fed into these pulverisers, where it is turned into sand. And those pulverisers feed the sand through to these bins here. Now why do we need so much sand? Well, our magical Lord and Master found out that it was possible to convert sand through his alchemical gizmos, various sets of processes, eventually into diamonds. And we like diamonds. Diamonds are good. You sparkle and you do stuff with them. So he wanted lots of sand, and I've basically come up with a way of automating his little magic process. So we're inside the brickworks now. Excuse me. And as you see, we're actually piping through sand from those dump bins across the water into this chest here. This chest here fills up with sand, and then we process the sand from there into sandstone, which we have in this chest here. And then the sandstone gets processed again through secret means, secret recipe, can't tell you what it is, and eventually gets turned into clay. And from here we can either package the clay up into clay blocks, which our magical Lord and Master wants, or we can actually bake them in these ovens here, the Thunderbuddy song, and put them here into these brick form, which we use for building, like as you see here. I'd love to show you this entirely in operation. Unfortunately, I'm missing one of the secret ingredients right now. Hopefully I'll get to show you this working in a later video, but trust me, it does work. We have all of this brick to show for it, all of this clay, and it just runs automatically most of the time. Well, that's the new. Let's have a look at the other end of the spectrum, the very old. This is one of the few remaining native huts that the original villagers built here and were unable to get into. When you consider they were stuck down in the water about 10 feet down there, and the doors were up here, and they actually hadn't mastered the art of ladders yet. But apart from that, it's a fascinating look into the anthropological past of this Minecraft world, and yeah, smells of pee, a lot of pee. Yeah, it's shit, and no wonder they all left. I'm sure that's it. So, and here we have our farms, and our chickens and our crops, carrots, and it's just wonderful here, apart from the weather. So I think that's all enough for now. Come to sunny Minecrafty. Getting wet. We can find some cover. Oh dear. Yeah, that's about all for now. I'll say it again. This game is fantastic. I've not shown you a fraction of the things you can do in this game, a fraction of the things we have done. Maybe next time I can take you on a tour of the scientific underground that was set up to help defeat the evil magic user. That'll definitely take a whole thunder. That'll take a whole video to show. So thank you for the time. Hope you enjoyed this. Click like, don't click like, I don't care. I'm not monetizing or anything. Just this is a little way of saying hello to you all. And I know not many of us are going to make it to the asylum this year, but this would be a really good way, this game, of keeping steampunky and keeping in touch, building a little community together. Like I said, this particular world has been a joint effort, myself, Ed and Mark, and it'd be really great if we got more people on doing their own thing and building stuff, and you know, come and have a go. This has been Dr. Vesuvius. This has been Dr. Vesuvius. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.